Welcome to this edition of Labor Vision. I'm Bob Delaney, Executive Director of the Institute for Labor Studies and Research. Labor Vision, a production of the Institute, focuses on topics of importance to working Rhode Islanders. We hope you enjoy this edition.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Labor Vision, the at-home edition. My name is Erica Hammond, and joining me today from our at-home studios is Larry Purtill of the NEA Rhode Island. Thank you so much for joining us, Larry.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And now I want you to give you the opportunity to just give a brief introduction of your union and the members that you represent. I know you've been on plenty of times in the past, but for those who haven't seen those episodes yet, can you just explain who you represent?
Yeah, we have 12,000 members, and obviously we represent a lot of teachers, a lot of educational support professionals, classroom aides, custodians, etc. We also represent municipal employees, higher ed, both public and private, CCRI, URI, Roger Williams, RISD. And we also represent a lot of the employees at the Department of Health who right now are working 24/7 and are on the front lines of all of this.
Wow. So amidst the COVID-19 crisis, I want us to focus on the teachers that you represent and the major changes that they've had to make in the shift to distance learning in the middle of this crisis. Can you talk a little bit about when this started and how that initial shift took place?
Right, just about a month ago, the governor announced that she was closing schools and going to give a week. April vacation took place during March, so we could prepare for this. And the last 3 weeks have been doing distance learning. And I think parents will tell you, administrators, teachers, students, that this has worked well beyond anyone's expectations. Mm-hmm. But it's also been a lot of work and a lot of effort to convert from, every day in the classroom to distance learning. Teachers have children at home that they also have to teach. Parents are at home, some working, some at home. They might have, 3, 4 children that they're all trying to balance. So it's a balancing act and a lot of flexibility needed, but learning is occurring. In a lot of states, education is occurring in Rhode Island, and we're going to get through the school year and have a complete school year, which puts us way ahead of, again, most states.
Mm-hmm. And I know from seeing a lot of the teachers who are talking on either social media pages or my neighbor is a teacher as well, and she has 2 young kids at home. You hit the nail on the head. It's a balancing act. This is so difficult, and they're making it happen, which is amazing to me.
I can't tell you how proud I am of the effort and what they're doing. I mean, it is. And flexibility has been the key. Working with the governors in the governor's office, working with the commissioner in RIDE, everyone understands the complexity of this. And it's different. Every school district's different. In some places, they're doing more live distance learning than in others. Some places they're uploading lessons and just checking in. But the main point is here that students have some continuity. They're being checked on, and for students who are vulnerable or have issues that need to be addressed, counselors are checking in with them every day. There are resources that the governor has established through Kids Link, where children or parents of children in crisis can immediately reach out, and then they follow up with the school district. So it's just everybody pulling together to make it happen. And right now we have about daily attendance for students taking part is at 90%, which for a lot of districts is higher than normal. So, I mean, this is just, again, not there aren't issues, not there haven't been glitches, and it's a lot of work by a lot of people, but it's working.
And it's a large learning curve, but can you talk about some of the different platforms that teachers are using, the tools that they're using?
Well, just like we're using Zoom today, I mean, Google Classroom, and those things, they can reach out by emailing, by contacting by phone. I know for students absent, staff are calling to find out if the student's okay and things that they need. And again, flexibility is the key. Not everybody had internet service when it started, so that took a little time. But right now, something like 97 to 98% of students have internet service through either hotspots or in-home Wi-Fi. So flexibility has been the real key here. Whether it's a 20-minute lesson one day in math or a 20-minute live lesson in English the next day, and then assignments. And again, parents are picking up the burden here too and helping their children at home. So I keep saying this, but I've seen a lot of states when I talk to my other state presidents around the country. A lot of their states are just throwing up their hands and say, well, we'll try distance learning or we'll try homeschooling. We actually, in 1 month time, Rhode Island came together with a plan and have implemented it.
Yeah, it's really been incredible to watch it unfold.
Yeah,
and hearing you say those numbers is incredible. The 90% attendance rate, and that now at this point, 97 to 98, and hopefully even 100% of students all have internet access. I know that's probably one of the largest fears, is that students won't have access to this, or students will fall through the cracks.
Yeah, one of the things we have to, and that's one of the things we're all concerned about, is making sure that they don't fall through the cracks, that students who might, come from poverty or have mental health issues that were being addressed or other concerns, that we make sure we reach out to them every day. Students are still getting breakfast and lunch being delivered in pickup places, and, secretaries and classroom aides have been doing it, the bus companies have been doing it. So it's really, it's just everyone pulling together to make sure that if the governor says, some learning is better than no learning, actually, I think we'd all agree that quite a bit of learning is going on, and
absolutely
amazing to see.
You mentioned that having teachers reach out to students, because having the normalcy of having another figure in your life that you can reach out to and confide in is so important for students. I know that one of our Leadership for Future participants this year is an NEA member. She's a teacher, and she was talking about how important it's been for her to reach out to those same students who daily would come to her and wanting to talk to her, and just reaching out and saying that I'm here for you, I'm proud of you for doing the work that you're doing, is really important.
I think we're, as adults, we're all anxious and concerned about what's going to happen. And if you're a student, especially a young student who's maybe having trouble understanding this, they're anxious too. So to have somebody be able to reach out to them and to have something that's familiar to them, teachers really do care about their kids, and they're concerned about their kids. And they, so many teachers posted about, the first day of going back to distance learning or seeing their kids live or being able to talk to them was the best day of the year, because they got to make sure their kids are okay. And it's good for students to see and be able to, they can't get out at recess time and socialize, but they can check in with their friends as well.
Right. That's really important. And I know that you discussed a little bit earlier some of the concerns through all of this, but can you highlight that a little bit more, some of the largest worries and concerns through this process?
I think, again, we know that, some students would adapt to this and would do very well. We also know the struggles with the internet and so forth, try to address those. Students with special needs, especially some of the programs that they need. Again, students who are having difficulty, but our counselors and our special ed teachers, they're just reaching out, and I see special ed teachers working with regular classroom teachers, working with classroom aides, just like they would in a regular school setting to make all this work. So that reaching out is so important. And as we just said, students knowing that there's somebody's out there that cares about them and is going to be there every day for them is really important.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Larry. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we close this session?
No, I to all the teachers out there, the classroom aides, the parents, the secretaries, all our members, they're just doing a terrific job. And to the parents who are getting involved, I think everything you see from politicians and parents and students and teachers and everybody, they're so happy that, again, this has, it's not perfect. It's not what it was a month ago, but the fact that it's working and students are, we're reaching out to students and young people and helping them is just tremendous.
Absolutely. And I commend NEA Rhode Island for all the work that you guys are doing. It's a lot. And when you come together, you make it happen, and you guys are making it happen. So kudos to you guys as well.
Thanks. It's compared to what they're doing for their students every day, my job's easy, but yeah, it's great to see it all coming together.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm happy you're staying safe in your house.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be back with some better news when we're back in the classroom at some point.
Great. Thanks, Erica.
Thank you, Larry. For those of you who are watching from home, thank you so much. You're watching Labor Vision. Stay positive, stay safe, reach out to your fellow teachers, to your community members who are teachers. Thank them and appreciate the work that they're doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Labor Vision. We appreciate your input and encourage your comments. Labor Vision can be seen on this channel 3 times each week: Tuesday at 7 p.m., Thursday at 8 p.m., and Saturday at 5 p.m.